Hello, and welcome to another episode of Flawed Human Being TV. I haven't really said those words in a long time. There's some tutorials on the channel, but I've just been making beats for like a year. I did happen to get a new 404 MK2, as you've possibly seen on some of my newer videos. I'm really loving it. I think it's a great upgrade from the SX that I normally use. And I wanted to dive into just make a beat and look into the pattern sequencer and kind of show some of the ways I'm using it right now. I'm gonna sample off Unforgettable, Nat King Cole. I don't know why that's the Nat King Cole. That's the sound. Anyway, I'm gonna sample that record and try to make a beat with the pattern sequencer on the 404 MK2. Peace. Alright, so here we are at the 404 and my turntable. So what we're gonna do is make sure everything's recording. Alright, everything's recording, I think. But we're gonna sample, obviously, the vinyl Nat King Cole into this. So to do that, we need to hit external source. Now it's ready to hear the vinyl, and if you hit shift and external source, it brings up some settings as far as the recording BPM. If you know it while you're recording, you can set, what it's going to be. I'm going to leave it on 90 because whatever. I don't know the BPM of the song I'm sampling, so it doesn't apply to me right now. Routing, you can record everything in the system as far as the audio goes, whatever's happening, or you can just record the external source only. This is more for like resampling situations. I've only messed with that a couple times, but we don't need it in this instance. And then the level obviously is the level of the recording coming in. So I don't really mess with that, but I do go into settings here, and you hit enter for the input FX, and then you can apply input effects. So to the signal that you're sampling or the vinyl or whatever, I'm going to put a compressor with these settings. I don't know, maybe crank the volume up a little bit. All right, but now we're ready to record. So I'm going to get out of this, exit, and then we go to record, and I'm going to select a pad, and then it's going to wait for sound to start recording. I have it set up to do that. So let me see if I can. All right, we're good on that. Now we got audio stuff going on, so I can go in now, chop that audio, and slice it up, and we're gonna cover that now. I'm gonna normalize this so it's a little quiet. I'm still perfecting the audio situation here with this recording and all this. I don't know. Okay, that's the last song, so I'm gonna slide this over. So you can get really, really close, which is great. So it's right here. Yep. Truncate that. and all right. I'll do a couple chops just to show you the process, and then we'll fast forward the video to when it's done. Chopped. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that one there. I'm gonna copy it to the next pad and then chop that one. And then we go Shift, Start, End to get into chop mode. And then this, you can zoom in, you can do certain things, but all right, so then we got 15 slices, I guess. And I don't know if these would be the final ones, but just for purposes here, we will enter. Then I'm going to assign to the pad, hit mark to auto assign from 2 on, which is basically what we want to do, and then hit enter to chop it. And now it's going to work and separate those slices across the pads. Nice. All right, so we got that all chopped up. So now I need to get the drums in here, and then yeah, we can start trying to find some patterns and figure that out. All right, we are back, and I have, you know, that song sliced up here. And then on bank A, I have drums. So I took these drums, just dropped in the waves with the companion app by Roland. So from my desktop, I was able to just drop a wave on, and you move them around in there and see it move on here. And the companion app, Ableton, and this is basically my workflow right now. So anyway, so basically, now that I'm at this point, I will make the jump over to pattern sequencer. To do that, pattern select. And then you have all this stuff. I have 2 patterns already. So I have that. And some drums. They're both 4-bar loops, which you would set up normally instead of having them pre-set up. To do that, you will record a pattern, choose a pad to record to. You can adjust the BPM here, which we're at 80, and then the length of it all the way up to 64 bars, and then the quantization, which I just have been leaving on grid 16. I'm not really sure where that sits as far as quantizing notes that you're putting in, but I haven't found that things are getting shifted at all. So anyways, that's how you would, and then you would press a pad to start the recording of that pattern. So I'm gonna exit out of that. So I have drums basically as a pattern at this point, and I'm just gonna play some chops over the drums and see what we can find for a pattern here. Copy in the full drums over to 5. And now you can go into record. You'll choose 5 where those drums were. Comes up with the settings for that pattern that already exists. And then I can hit record, and I just am gonna go in rehearsal mode. Actually, I don't think I can. Hold on. So now I'm in rehearsal mode. I'm waiting for the recording, but but I am in rehearsal, so I can play whatever I want. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna just lay that down to show you how that works. So again, to record on this pattern, I'm gonna go here. I'm going to record to 5. Record to 5. And then it's waiting for me to put in a note to record. So, I'm trying to remember that pattern I just played. Let's see. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to copy those drums again. Maybe try to find another pattern. I was messing with another one earlier. Let me see. So, I figured out that other pattern. So far we have... And then the second pattern... Okay, so then what I want to do is make a couple variations. I'm going to move actually 6 down to here and then just make variations of the 2 patterns across, I think. So to exchange it, I'm going to hit Shift. 5 is exchange. So I'm exchanging 6 to 9. Nice. Copy. All right, and then so I'm going to drop the drums out on the last bar to show you how to do that on 5. So to copy that over here, what I'm going to do is start the pattern, record, hit delete to go in erase mode, and then on the last bar, you gotta wait for it to come around, I guess. Cool. Now it's recording, I'm able to erase. Cool. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's basically how you do it. So one thing we can do is now on the MK2 is resample into the machine. Before, you could make patterns all day and, you know, play them by triggering them one after another or whatever the case might be, but there was no way to resample that audio back into the device on the SX or the A for that matter. So what you can do now is resample a pattern or pattern chain back into the machine, and I'll show you how to do that. Hopefully quickly. I'm sorry this is taking so long. It's just complicated. Okay, so to make a chain, you are in pattern mode. Hold. Choose the chain that you want. I'm going to choose one. It's a blank chain. So to make a pattern chain, you start with choosing patterns. I'm just going to make a simple chain, so to show you this process. So start with that. Right there is A5. A6 is the next one where the drums drop out the first time. We start up again with the next pattern and drums drop out. And then you can adjust with remain. You can have it repeat forever, the chain. You can have it repeat the current selected pattern, and it'll just repeat that. Or you can have it repeat off. I like to have it repeat off because then it just ends the recording when you're resampling to another pad. So to figure this out, what we're going to do is we got our chain built, and then now I'm going to resample that chain of patterns that we'll play and back into the machine. So to do that, we hit resample while we're in pattern mode, and then it kind of kicks over to the other A bank of regular sounds, and you choose, I want the resample audio to go here, let's say A1. And then it's asking you to trigger a pattern to start, which you can do, and that's fine. But if you hit hold, you can select a chain to resample back into the device. To start the chain playing, you hit subpad. So, simple as that. Now it takes you to the bank of sounds outside pattern mode that recorded to. So here is that whole sequence that we just recorded. Beautiful. Yeah, you can export that. Obviously, as you saw, you can do effects on it while you're resampling. You can have, I believe, input effects on like we did with the compressor before. 2 buses of effects on, that type of thing. So there's lots of layering, lots of effects that you can stack, and whatever the case might be. I hope this helps. We're going to do more videos like this, hopefully, and have a better beat put together, but this was just for, you know, experimental tutorial purposes. So if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. There'll be more to come. As always, enjoy the noise. Peace.